All right, a very quick one, guys. So it's no longer news that there was a planned coup that took place in Benin Republic on Sunday, the 7th of December 2025. And 6, 7 hours later, the office of the president of that country issued a statement saying the president is safe and the state guard, that is the state military guard, is trying to regain power from these military juntas that took over power in that country. It's not news that the Nigerian government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, even breached the law by not informing the National Assembly, sending Nigerian troops into Benin Republic. And there is this rumor, that I have been saying since yesterday, that one of our fighting jets, one of Nigerian fighting jets, was hijacked and seized in Burkina Faso because he flew through Burkina Faso's airspace. And Burkina Faso government arrested that aircraft and arrested 11 Nigerian um, armies that was on board, and detained them, for Nigerian government violating the Burkina Faso airspace from not following protocols. The Nigerian government is here to come out to tell us if these reports are true or these reports are lies. Now, ECOWAS also reacted, to that coup in Benin Republic. Um, now, now, the reason I'm doing this video to react again to this Benin Republic issue is, you see, like I said in my past videos, it should become a shame at this time to our political leaders in Africa that whenever military juntas strike, you understand, citizens rejoice. If you had followed the story since on Sunday, you will see a video that made round on social media when citizens of Benin Republic was rejoicing and saying, "Go down to Talon, go down to Talon. They don't need Talon again. Talon should go. We don't want Talon again." That is the president. You see, who is Talon? Talon used to be a very big, respected business icon in Benin Republic. You understand? When he made up his mind to come into politics, the people rejoiced. The people saw him as savior. Finally, our prayer has been answered. Because this is a man they feel is so successful that he's not going to look into their national purse. You understand? That the national cake is going to look so small in his eyes because he used to be so successful that, in fact, they named him Baba Kutonu. This man came into politics less than a decade. You understand? The people supported him, just like what happened in Kenya. When the Gen Zs, the ordinary Kenyans, came out and used their money, used their sweats, used everything, their energy to campaign for Ruto. Against all odds, the sitting president that time wanted Odinga to become president. I think Kenyatta was the sitting president then in Kenya. They wanted Odinga to become president. That is late. Odinga, he died some few months, I think a month ago. This is an elder statesman. He was a minister, I think a minister or a prime minister in Kenya. So the sitting president then, the outgoing president then, Kenyatta, wanted Odinga to become the next president. The ordinary Kenyans came together because politicians have ways of selling their history, their stories to the ordinary people if they want to gain power to office. Ruto was able to convince the people, and the people came together, put their money together, supported this man, voted him into office. And today, the people are complaining that the hardship in Kenya has never been before Ruto came. The kind of suffering, the kind of pain people go through in Kenya. This same Ruto went to bring in tax law. The people resisted. And this same man was spying people. I have a documentary of him covered by Al Jazeera, talked to Al Jazeera, where this man was openly saying he does not regret. He has no regret for spying people. Same people that brought him to power. You see, our African leaders are so wicked. They are so wicked that when they gain power into political office, they forget about the people who stood by them, who stood for them, who fought for them. These are ordinary Nigerians, ordinary Africans. You understand? Because once they want to come for office, these guys appear like angels, whereas they are not. You get? Now back to Benin Republic. When Talon wanted to came into politics and want to run for office of president, the people of Benin Republic stood up and supported him. As we speak today, this same man is fronting and pushing agenda for his Minister of Finance to become the president of Benin Republic by all costs. By April next year, 2026, there will be election in Benin Republic. Just a few months ago, this same man lobbied the National Assembly of Benin Republic to move the tenure of presidency. You understand? The terms that president will serve in Benin to 7 years instead of 4 years, because he wants to be, father of president, godfather, because he's fronting his right hand man, who is his finance minister, his current finance minister, as president. The people in Benin, the people of Benin, are complaining and crying that since this man came into power, poverty has increased, suffering and hardship has increased, lives are not improved. So now, if you ask yourself that question, how did we get here? We got here by the wickedness of African political leaders. That is why these military juntas are striking. You see, these military juntas are not going to stop striking. They are not going to stop making attempts to hijack power, to unseat a democratically elected government. You know why? Because these politicians are not ready. They are not ready to represent the interests of their states and their people. These guys, these politicians, has created so much poverty, so much hardship, so much insecurity. These guys borrow so much from the West and they use this money for nothing. So tell me, why would the people not left to choice but to celebrate when military juntas strike to hijack power? People now see democracy as this thing is not real. It's better we go back to the days where we experience dictatorship. So far we can live. It's not going to stop. It's not. The attempt to hijack states, hijack countries by juntas, military juntas, are not going to stop in Africa, especially in West Africa, except these West African leaders start doing what is right, creating jobs, improving lives, doing the normal things, those minor things that the citizens are asking for, until they start doing it and stop looting. You understand? This attempt to hijack and capture states by military juntas will not stop. It's a wake-up call. This should be a wake-up call to all these guys, all these so-called politicians in Africa who are so power drunk, who are looters, who has no the mind. See, before these guys will come into power, they behave as if they are angels. But once they gain power, once they enter office, they turn to the enemies of the people until they wake up and begin to improve lives, improve Africa as a continent, improve their countries. This is why I don't take ECOWAS serious, because to me, in my opinion, ECOWAS is a group of looters, a group of failed politicians, a group of people who came together, politicians who came together to form a cycle on how they will continue to enslave their followers, enslave their countries, and continue to put the continent under slavery. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. I foresee in the coming years, if not months, more attempts by military juntas to hijack some African states. Because politicians are not ready until the politicians wake up and do what is right. It's not ending soon.